Hi everyone, my name is Francis.
My name is Alessandro.
I'm Maria.
And today we will be discussing an interesting but really messed up case of ethics and experiments from the 1920s. This experiment was conducted by an American researcher named Carney Landis. In his experiment, he would show people a bunch of stimuli in order to see if old people had the same expression or reaction to each emotion. For example, how do different people ranging from children to adults react to different emotions such as sadness, happiness, or anger? He asked them to listen to nice music, smell something stinky, tell a lie, read a line from the Bible. Nothing out of pocket, and the experiment actually turned out okay.
Yeah, it was okay, until it wasn't. One day, Carney Landis just kind of went, not good enough. I need more. And so he decided to show the participants some super messed up stimuli, like pornography, for one, images of grotesque medical conditions, and at some points in the experiment, he would also electrically shock them. And the worst was when he took a rat, he gave it to the participants and said, decapitate this rat or I will decapitate it for you. And he would if the participants couldn't bring themselves to do it. So you can see how unethical this experiment quickly became, and something like this would never be allowed to happen in today's day and time, right?
Yeah, there was no informed consent. Participants weren't given full information about what they would require to do, especially when Carney Landis decided to modify his experiment. In today's ethics review, if you want to change, you would have to let an ethics review board know, and they would have never approved something like this. And there was no fail-safe option either. Participants couldn't just say no thanks, I don't want to do this anymore, and leave. They were forced to go through the experiments.
Carney Landis caused harm to his participants by forcing them to go through some really uncomfortable and morally conflicting, inescapable situations, putting them through cruelty and distress. And if you can remember when we mentioned children participants, one of them was a 13-year-old boy who already had pre-existing psychological conditions, so this was even more unethical. But it gets worse. You want to know what the worst part about this was?
Yeah, the worst thing was his experiment actually had no findings at all. And the whole experiment turned out to be a bust, which means that he put all of his participants through the ringer for basically nothing. So if you want a perfect example of what not to do in ethics and experiments, look no further than our guy, Carney Landis. Oh, Carney Landis. Silly guy.
Bad. 1920s. This experiment was conducted by an American researcher named Carney Landis.